welcome to the official YouTube channel for Santa J Claus. Be sure to subscribe for new content and comment below to introduce yourself. May the magic of Christmas brighten your days all year long.
Well, hello there, my friends. Hello there, and best wishes to each of you. I'm so excited for you to join in today on another Art Livestreamy, the series that is taking place right now, inspiring individuals from A to Z. And today's is the letter F. F is for Fred Rogers. Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, my friends. My goodness. I'm wishing you all good things. To all of those joining in, let us begin. I'm so excited to get started. It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood. Best wishes, my friends. Chili has joined in. Welcome, my friend. Hello there, hello there. I see you there. Welcome, welcome. Eddie, hello there. Best wishes to you as well, my friend. I hope all is good. We're going to get started. Right now, you'll notice, my friends, that what have I done? I have gone through and we have penciled in. I've used an HB pencil. Now this here, my friends, is all to give us all of our lines where we might need a little bit of extra line work in all helping us out. You see here where we're putting in the pencil marks, giving us a reminder of where things are. This is how we go about, at least for me, putting in the little marks there that we're going to be using for our inking as well. Sebastian has joined in. Welcome. Good afternoon to you, my friend. Good afternoon. So we go through here, and as we're going through, my friends, well, we can go through and make all of our little pencil marks, make them all where we want them to be. And this is going to be our guide for when we go through. And he has a little bit of a, I'm not going to mark it, but let's see here. I'm going to go through and just erase just a little bit there for when I go to ink. We drop this down just a little bit. We're going to go through. Wonderful. So, my friends, this is how we're going to go about penciling in everything. It takes a little bit of time, but I'm using a very soft pencil, the HB pencil. I do not need to push hard on it. It will put a little bit of graphite in there quite gently without me needing to put a lot of pressure on the paper and mark it all up, as we're going to erase the pencil at some point. Now here we are. Bethany has joined in, our wonderful moderator. Barbie has joined in. Santa! Well, hello there, my friends. Good morning, Santa. I hope you and Mrs. Claus had a wonderful Valentine's Day. I had a wonderful Valentine's Day, my friend. I did something quite special. I'm going to put together a little video of things that I filmed, but I did something that was a little outside of my norm, my friends, from Mrs. Claus, and she truly appreciated it. I think oftentimes when we are able to think about being thoughtful for others, being thoughtful and considerate, I think is so very important, especially if it's taking us outside of maybe our comfort zone just a little bit, as we can show how very much we care for the individual. Well, Mrs. Claus, as most of you know, well, she certainly is the queen of all baking. She is so very good at it. But I thought that I would try to bake something special for her. So I created a little video I will share with you later. I did not have time to do it yesterday, as I was focusing all of my time on quality time with Mrs. Claus. Now here we have, my friends, Going back to our drawing, we have penciled it all in. Everything is set. Now I'm going to go through and we're going to start inking it with a zebra brush pen. It might be kind of hard to see, but it's there, my friends. This is the extra fine tip. Very pointy. Welcome to all of those joining in. Brazen has joined in. Fred Rogers is a fantastic choice. Truly an inspiration for so very many. A wonderful, wonderful inspiration. Well, we're going to start, and I'm going to start on. We've spoken on this before, my friends. Sometimes everyone jumps right into the eyes. Well, I've already penciled it all in, but I'm going to start with the least amount of pressure. So we're going to start on Mr. Rogers, Fred Rogers' iconic sweater. Now I've gone through, you can probably see some of the little pencil lines. Some of these are very much guiding lines. I do not want to put in a straight line all through here because this is a knit sweater and it has a lot of little, and see here I've already made a slight mistake, but it's fine. And we'll straighten it out there. I'm going to go through here. This has kind of a shawl collar, I think is how they call it. And this one here, we're going to go through and give the outline of his sweater. I'm going to put just a little thicker line right there. There's some defining moments in making sure that we have all of these lines lined up in the correct way. Now here we have some lines as well. I'm going to go through and I'm not going to put in straight lines. I'm going to put in little disconnects here and there as we're going through all the stitching and the fabric. I hope that makes sense. We're still following the line as we want it to appear to be a line there, but I'm also going through and putting little gaps in there as it's fabric, and fabric does that sometimes. You see how we work that out? Now there are also some, I'm going to put a larger line there, and then we're going to put some smaller lines in here as well. Remember, this is all a knit sweater. Just like that. There's quite a bit of shadow right there in this spot. And I'm going to go through here and just put in some of our larger shadow moments here. Now if we were using a larger pen, well, we could be gentle and then push down and then be gentle again, and see how it gives us a little darker little spot right there. And we're gentle and we're going to push down, and then we're going to be gentle just one more time. And the same thing here, we're going to be gentle, gentle, and then push down as we get down to the, just giving us the appearance of all of the textures. Now all of this has texture in it. I'm not going to put it all through here, but I'm going to go through and put in some marks here and there, very gently, very lightly, just to show that there's texture there. You see how we've done this? And oftentimes, a lot of this will begin to it will begin to make more sense when we paint it. Because we can fill in all that our eyes are not quite seen yet. But we're going to go through there and put in all of those textures. His sweater always looks so comfy. I was looking around. I told the elves, my friends, we're going to be painting Fred Rogers. And I have to tell you, the elves are very big fans of Fred Rogers, as am I. And I asked them if we had a red sweater wandering around somewhere. They said they would look for one for me. Maybe I can use for the video. I think Fred Rogers, and this is also an opportunity for each of you. Some of you are such wonderful individuals to go through and give us some details of the life of Fred Rogers. I would love for you to share with us in the comments section if you can find a detail, a little fact to share. I would love to hear it, my friends. Always wonderful to learn about the individuals that inspire so very many people. Always wonderful. Now here we have a very straight line. This is his collar of his shirt. Do you see it, my friends? The collar of his shirt would not have the same texture as the sweater would, with all of the bumps and the knits and the all of the material. This line here would be quite clean. So we will go through and do just that. A nice clean line. Very interesting how he has this, oh, going through here, and we have his tie as well. Now he also has a little bar here that holds his collar back. Isn't that interesting? We'll put in a little extra shadow hiding in there as well. Wonderful. Now we're going to go through here, and as we did before, my friends, this line here is not going to be quite straight. This is another part of the sweater. Hi, Santa, you draw really, really fantastic. I'm so jealous. Ryder, I thank you for your kindness. But I am just a student. I'm just a beginner. I try very hard not to use Christmas magic when it comes to art, as it does not help me overall get better through time. I'm trying to make the mistakes. I'm trying to learn from the mistakes. We're going to do that thick line there again, as well as there's a pattern change that happens here. You can see it over on this side as well. We can even darken it up just a little. And here we're going to go through. We'll do another little pattern there. There. a little thicker, and then we'll go through with very, very, my friends, if I can only describe to you how very little that I am putting pressure on this. It's almost not even there. It's so light, the ink is almost skipping over the top of the paper. The same thing here. I'm going to go very lightly to put in these lines. Now, Mr. Rogers, certainly best known for all of his work with Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, a children's programming. He was a wonderful individual that did so very many good things, but one of the things that I truly appreciate the most is that he always approached the things of the world that could possibly stress little ones out. He always found a way to be able to explain things in appropriate ways to help empower little ones in their emotions. This is a gift, my friends, that he gave to so very many individuals. And we're going to go around here to see the stitching moves a little bit as we go around this edge. And there we have it. I'm going to go through and put in just a little extra shadow along in here as well. Wonderful. What do we have here? What's your elves doing in the workshop? Well, they're working full steam ahead on all things Christmas. It is certainly the time, my friends, where there is much to be done. We're going to go very lightly on this part here. Very lightly indeed. But all of the elves, they all have different assignments in different areas. It's not one thing all the elves are doing. We have some elves that are working on brand new designs. We have elves that are working on some of the designs that you might find are your very favorite. Always wonderful. We have some of the elves that are responsible for baking and helping support Mrs. Claus in all of her efforts. And a lot of people do not know that Mrs. Claus also oversees all of the education of the little elves as well. Very, very important. There we are, my friends, there we are. Now I'm going to go through here just a little bit, and I'm going to put in just a little stronger edge line right here. Just along the edge. And we will do the same here. So this collar stands out just a little bit more, but that it's all connected. We want this to truly feel that it has been stitched together in all of these different little parts, my friends. I'm going to go through and make this edge just a little darker. And right in here as well, we will darken this one up. I wish that I could see what is on his tie, but I think we're not going to paint a design on his tie today. It looks like it might be a little tuba, maybe is a design he has on his tie, but I don't think it would read quite well. How did you get the mod on the actual set? What does it say here? Are you asking about Bethany? Bethany was a wonderful, wonderful follower on some of the other social media channels. What a delightful individual that I have had the fortune to be able to meet. And she also is the moderator on my good friend Scott Sava's art live streaming as well. So I knew that she was a wonderful individual that I could only be so lucky to have her support and grateful that she helps out and gives of her time for all of us to be able to enjoy this time together. There's our circle right there. I think I'm going to do the color of his walls for the back circle, my friends, which will be truly almost a Payne's gray. It's a gray blue. The show ran from 1968 to 2001. Barbie, you are wonderful. Mr. Rogers was creator and host of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Wonderful. Now I'm going to go through here, and we want nice straight lines in this section here. I'm going to go through here and put in his chin as well. And give it just a slightly little bit more. Let's see here. I'm always interested to have the opportunity to learn it's so different as we go through here and learn how to do different things. Now, some of this I am hoping we will be able to make it all work with the paint as well. It will make more sense on his ear. And then we have his hair. We're not doing straight lines here. We're doing lots of little lines. And where it's a little darker, we will put in more lines in those sections. And we're going to go into sections here. There's a whole section right here. And there's a whole section right here. And you can see, my friends, where I have penciled in, trying to give us little sections. And there we're going to go through here. And I'm going to try to give us a part. You see how we've done this here? Well, we're going to go through on the other side now. And I'm going to go through and we're going to define a line right there. We want it to be fairly small. So we're just defining his part. Do you see how it takes place? And then we can add all of the other details to it as well. This little section here goes up. There's a little dark ridge to it, and then a darker ridge that goes on over, and a darker ridge that goes on over. And all of these here, we want these hairs, these are his Do you see it taking place, my friends? Do you see where it's starting to take shape? I truly hope so. Well, there we are. We're getting closer. And what we will do as well is we will go through and put some shadows in as well. Here we just have lots of hair. We're following the line of the hair, how it grows as well. I'm going to go through. I think that turned out quite nice. And I'm just going to go through here and put in just a few little shadows. We have some shadows in there and a little more shadow in here. And a lot of this as well will certainly make more sense when we paint it. Where are we at? Let me catch up here a little. Mr. Rogers received 4 Daytime Emmy Awards in 1997. I'm always happy to help. Bethany, you are a great help. Hello, Santa. Well, Leslie, hello there, my friend. Mr. Rogers is 6 feet tall. How wonderful. My goodness. Very tall indeed. Hello, Santa J Claus. Well, hello there, Miss Donna. Best wishes to you. I'm so happy that you're here. Barbie, Tom Hanks played Mr. Rogers in a movie about him. You are quite right. Good morning, good morning. The movie was made in 2019. The movie was called A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. Wonderful. Well, we're going to continue on now. We've left the most difficult part to the end. The one part that I'm always the very most nervous about. And why did we do such a thing? Well, I think that it's just how it is, my friends. I'm going to go through, let's do his eyes. I think we're going to do his eyes, and I'm going to go through here with a little closer picture, and we will move on from there. This is so very important as well. When you are drawing and painting and creating art with people that are so beloved and so well known, well, it makes it a little nerve-wracking. I don't know about you, but it's nerve-wracking to me, especially someone that you truly respect and admire as well. You do not want to mess up. Is this how it is as well for some of you artists? as it is for me. Here's something that I always love to comment on. I hope when it comes time to look at pictures of me, I hope that you will be able to spot all of the wrinkles in happy places. What do I mean by this, my friends? Well, we can see here with Mr. Rogers. Look at all of these wonderful, wonderful little wrinkles. And what does it tell us? Well, it tells us that he was constantly smiling. He was a happy individual. Look at all of the smiling that he did. Isn't it wonderful? This, I think, is quite wonderful indeed. Now we've gone through and I've created just a line of his eyebrows, but now I'm going to go through and we're going to create the eyebrows in the shape of those lines. And he had quite thick eyebrows. There's quite a lot of them. And we will do the same thing over. And eyebrows in this little spot here, well, they tend to grow up and then they tend to start to fall over and go over to the edges and the sides. And you'll have a few in there that will do their own little thing, who knows? Here's all of these wonderful little wrinkles. What a wonderful thing. I'm going to go through here very gently, put in his teeth. And then I'm going to turn this around, make this a little easier for me. We want nice, smooth lines for his lips. Behind the computer, wonderful. Are you too busy packing shipping posters today? Well, I certainly can believe so. Brazen, a museum exhibit created by Rogers and FCI in 1998, featured one of his sweaters, a pair of his sneakers, original puppets from the program, and photographs of Rogers. Wonderful. The posters arrived yesterday, Miss Donna. These are Scott Sava's posters, and today we are prepping for shipping. There will be lots of people so very excited. The exhibit traveled to children's museums throughout the country until it was given to the Louisiana Children's Museum in New Orleans permanently to help them recover from Hurricane Katrina. Wonderful. Now I'm going to go through here. We're going to make his eyebrows just a little thicker and putting in just a little bit of shadows underneath. We want to darken these up just a little bit. Going through here and seeing what might there's lots of little wrinkles here, which I love. Going through here, I'm going to define just this line just a little bit more. And along in here, we'll put in some straggling hairs just here and there. Also along in here. When you're doing hair, my friends, think of the direction the hair is growing. Hair is moving in all sorts of different directions. We want to be able to identify the direction to give it a more realistic look. This is just what I have been learning. Remember, I'm learning, my friends, as you are learning as well. I hope that you're being kind to yourself when you're thinking of your work and your art. And whatever it is that you might be trying to accomplish and work on and to get better at, I hope that you're being kind to yourself. I'm going to go through here. I normally use this for the end, but I'm going to go through and just bring this out just a little bit more as we start off. I'm going to move this around. And now he's upside down, my friends. Wonderful. Well, I think it is about time for us to begin to paint. Always an exciting time. I'm going to go through, use the kneading eraser, and we're going to erase all of our pencil lines. I'm looking forward to receiving the poster. Wonderful. I'm so pleased you've chosen Fred Rogers for F. He meant and means so much to so very many people. Truly one of the kindest people ever. My friends, I must confess, there have been lots of opportunities to be able to ask you what letter and what individual you would want to go with each letter. But I will tell you from the very beginning, F was never a question. It was always Mr. Fred, who has always inspired me as an individual as well. What a wonderful human being. I think this is so very important. I'm excited to do this one and feeling a little pressure as this is someone truly that I admire so very much. I want it to turn out to be quite good. So I will try, my friends. The pressure is on, the pressure is on. I'm going to go through here and just put in just a little bit more shadows along the top of his eyes. I see quite a few. Well, now we shall begin to paint. I'm going to get my trusty number 8 out. Bethany, look at my brush. It does not look that bad. And I'm going to go through here. Let's see this. I'm going to clean off just a little bit of my palette. I have a little space to be mixing colors. And there we are. Well, I'm going to go through the very first thing. I'm going to go through and paint this background. Now, I talked a little bit about how the background had kind of a Payne's gray look to it. It's slightly bluer than the Payne's gray. Just slightly. We're going to add just a little bit more water. And I'm going to go through here and let's paint the background first. Why would I do this? Well, it's because I'm going to save the very best for last, my friends. His face is the last thing I want to paint. My friends, can you hear my little tummy growling? It's saying, "Feed me a cookie." I'm pretty sure that's what it's saying. And there it is, my friends. I like that color. And blow dryer. Santa, give that brush some conditioner and love. I will try my best, Bethany. Santa, stop taunting Bethany. I'm trying my best. I have to give her a hard time. There, how is it? Look at the tip now. It looks good, my friend. All is well, all is well. I'm going to go through now and we're going to paint. We're going to paint his shirt. It's a slightly different blue. very light, almost a sky blue. There we are. I'm going to blow dry that as well. You know what? I'm going to put in just a little bit more color as it's wet. Looking at the picture. Where are we going to have this? We're going to have it in a few different little spots here. And blow dryer. Hello there, Mr. Scott Sava has joined in. My favorite. I love this. Well, my friend, I know that both of us are very, very big fans of Mr. Fred Rogers. Such a remarkable individual. Certainly a remarkable individual. I'm going to go through here and just put in just a slight little hint of shadow along the edge here. Also along the edge in here. And then we're going to do quite a bit of shadowing in here as well. And you know what these lines are a little dark. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go through here and I'm just going to use a clean brush and blend these edges just a little bit, my friends. It's not very much. We do not need this a whole lot. We're just going to blend the edges just a little and blow dryer. Fred Rogers, what a man. I agree, my friends. What a wonderful individual. Mr. Rogers was calming on camera, but off camera, Mr. Rogers had a temper. Well, I think we all have a temper, my friends, when it comes time to different things, but I have not quite heard this. I know that he was quite passionate. And I'm going to go through here and now paint his tie. We're continuing with the blue. And blow dryer. We're going to go through here and darken this up just a little bit more. We're going to put in some shadows along in here. I'm going to go through here once again. I'm going to use a clean brush. We're going to go through here and blend in this edge just a little bit. There it is, and blow dryer. Now here we are, my friends, to a wonderful moment. Let's paint Mr. Rogers' sweater. And this one here is the brightest of reds. And we'll do a few layers on this one. Look at how bright. It's starting to take shape, my friends. There we are, and blow dryer. Wonderful. Brazen says, Scott, you miss Santa using your favorite color. There is some Payne's Gray in this one, certainly. Now I'm going to go through, we're going to create just a slightly darker red for some shadows. Where are the shadows lying? And I'm going to paint this all along in here as well. Now look what I'm going to do, my friends, with a very thin, very thin tip of the brush. I'm going to go through here and also mark just a few little spots here on the sweater following the lines that we have here. Just a few little I'm going to put in just a little line here, a little shadow here. And then I'm going to go through, do the same thing here. Just a little extra color following in where those shadows are. We'll put in some shadow along in here and here and here. And then we'll go through here and put just a few little moments here of the stitching. And blow dryer. Bethany, do you have any more facts about Mr. Rogers? So what does it say here? Wonderful. Fred Rogers, what a man. Certainly. Let's go through here. We're going to paint his hair next. I'm going to go through here with just a very light blue and just a slight little bit of a touch of black. We're just going to gray this out just a little bit and paint through here all of his hair. And as always, we're going to go through this a little bit and adding in our shadows and highlights as we get towards the end of our painting today. But I will also add just a little bit now as well. Let's go through here, blow dryer. I'm going to go through here and paint, darken this up just a few little bits here. And blow dryer. I'm going to go through here and we're going to knock down some of the white that is there. What do I mean by this? Well, as we've said before, the whites of our eyes when we are looking at them oftentimes is not quite in that way. I'm going to darken this up just a little bit in the whites of those. just a little bit. The other thing we're going to do is I'm going to do just a hint of yellow just a hint. We do not want a lot. I'm going to go through here and give his teeth some color. Remember, our teeth are not pure white. If they were pure white, it would look like we had plastic teeth. So we're going to darken them up just a slight little bit and give them more of a teeth color. And blow dryer. I'm going to go through here and give Mr. Rogers some blue to his eyes. And blow dryer. As I'm looking at this, my friends, I'm going to go through here. There's a little bit here. I'm going to bring this over just a little bit. There. Now next on our list is our skin tone. Let's see if we can do this. I'm going to move this over if I can. Are we still in there? We are. Hello, Santa. Well, hello there, my friend. This was my favorite show when I was young. I'm so very happy that you enjoy it. In 1969, Mr. Rogers took on Washington and testified in front of the Senate to secure funding for the PBS to keep children's programming on air. This was an iconic moment for Mr. Rogers. Truly a remarkable individual in the face of a pretty stressful time. Let me move this over just a little bit. We're adding in some yellows, and we're going to add in some reds as well. I'm going to add in a little bit more water, and I'm going to add in a touch of blue and another touch of blue. And see what we have done? We have gone all the way too far. Sometimes when I'm mixing colors, if I've already been using the color, well, there will be a lot of paint pooled in there. So we will begin once more. I see also Mr. Rogers is quite tan in this photo. Which will help us out. Quite tan indeed. Now we're going to go through here. We'll put in quite a few layers, but I'm going to go through. We're going to go through here with. This is going to be slightly more than we want right now, but I promise it will all work out. Once we put in some more of our colors, and once we start adding in our highlights and our shadows, it will all work out. I'm making sure that there's quite a bit of paint right in here, that it's a little bit wet. I'm going to go through here and put in just a little bit more red. Let's see here, I'm going to go through here just a little bit more. With lots of water, we're going to go through here and give Mr. Rogers a little bit of color. This will also blend out just a little bit as well. And blow dryer. Oy. And blow dryer. I love Fred Rogers so very much. Such a wonderful human. I fully agree with you. That looks so satisfying to paint. How did you learn to draw and paint so good? I'm not quite sure, my friend. It's something that I've always enjoyed. I will say that the designing toys, I learned long ago that it was always faster sometimes to design something on paper and see if it worked out or not versus trying to put something together that might not work out. It's always faster to be able to do it the other way. Now I'm going to go through here and just put in some shadows. There are quite a few shadows along in here. And shadows along in here as well. Lots of shadows along in here. Slight little shadows along in here and all along in here. I've always found that the shadows are where it starts to truly come together. It's always interesting to me sometimes the paintings don't look like they're going to turn out, and it's just a little work, they do turn out. And I'm grateful that they turn out, always. I'm going to put just a little bit of shadow along on that edge there as well. He has quite a bit of shadow coming in on this side. And there's a little bit along in this area here too. And we can put in just a little We're getting there, my friends. Is it starting to look like Mr. Rogers? I certainly hope so. I'm going to add just a little extra pink now to his lips. And I'm going to blow dry this and then we'll go through some more layers. See you next week, Santa. Well, Barbie, I thank you for joining in. I hope that you will watch the video I put together also for Mr. Rogers. I'm going to put in just a slight little bit more pink right on his nose and in here as well. There's a slight little pink that is showing up here. And I'm going to go a little bit more pink on his lips. Wonderful. I think I'm going to go through now, my friends, and just put in a little bit of our shadow. Wonderful. Now where are we going to go? We're going to put in some shadow all along in here. Anywhere that we feel it needs to be. Shadow I'm making out of blues and purples. This is a wonderful technique that I learned in using the purples in this way from a wonderful artist named Oddity Draws, who does such a wonderful job. She is a digital artist. Now I'm going to go through here and also put in some shadows along in here as well. And we're going to go through here and put in some shadows along in here as well. This will be the darkest of our shadows. And then I'm also going to go through here. A lot of people do not remember this, but I'm going to go through here and put in just a little shadow right on the top of the eyes. And I'm going to put in a little shadow towards the back of the teeth. And right in the very bottom right there of the lips, that might cast just a slight little shadow on there as well. We'll put in just a few little extra shadows along in here. Well, there we have it, my friends. I hope that we have done a good job. I hope that you are happy with it. I'm going to go through here and we're going to put in just a little bit more highlight here and there. Let's see if I can find my... Let's use the blow dryer. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. Wonderful. And now we're going to go through and put in a little bit of a highlight. Wonderful. I'm going to put just a little bit of highlight here and there. And then we're going to do maybe just a little highlight in here. A little highlight there. A little highlight in here. A little highlight in here. Put in just a little highlight in here as well. Just a slight little highlight in the top. And then I'm going to go through here and just do a few little highlights in the hair. I also think it's about time to replace our gel pen. little spot there, a little spot up in here. And there we have it, my friends. I think it's time now for a little tape peel. Let's do a little signature here. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. It's not, my friends, it's not. Do you find sometimes songs just pop into your head? Well, the one that should be popping into your head now is what? Which one should it be? What do you think it might be? It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood. A beautiful day in this neighborhood. Won't you be mine? Won't you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor? Well, I, from the bottom of my heart, am grateful for the life and example of Mr. Fred Rogers. What a remarkable individual that's truly served people through his life. This is always something that I, in my efforts, try to put forth in my own life as well. Serving others, my friends, serving others. May we all be able to show kindness to those who are around us and find ways with our own skills to be able to make the world a better place. We all do it in different ways. But the heart of a gift giver, my friends, this is where it comes into play, finding ways to give to those in need. It is not always some individual from across the world. Oftentimes, those that are truly in need that we have the biggest impact on are those within our own little circles, your family members, your friends, maybe even a teacher at school. There are individuals all around us that can truly use our kindness. And as Mrs. Claus likes to say, kindness is a gift that we all can afford to give. My friends, I wish you all good things from my heart to yours. I'm grateful that I was able to paint Mr. Rogers today for F, for inspiring individuals from A to Z. And I cannot wait for you to watch the video that I will put together for Mr. Fred. My friends, have a wonderful day. Be kind, be good, and stay out of trouble. It's beginning to look a lot. That's not the song.